Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with the Mr. Informal podcast. We are on the 71st or 71 Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are doing well today. As you know, it is summer and it has been getting hot here as of late. Or wherever you live, it's probably hot over there, or maybe colder than usual. But it doesn't matter. Summer is here. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. So, these are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal podcast. Number 1, Uniqlo has their sights by reducing single-use plastic by 85% in 2020. I don't get it. They might as well use paper bag. Number 2, Chanel hires head of diversity. Again, I don't get this. Number 3, Nestle, chocolate brand, develops a recycled paper package for candy bars. That's going to be interesting. And then last but not least, since the US and China are having a trade tariff war, a lot of countries, especially USA brands, USA companies, are going to different countries for manufacturing and production, whether it be Vietnam, India, Malaysia. It doesn't matter. They're not going to China right now due to the tariffs and trade wars. And so those are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal 71 podcast. And so let's go ahead and start it off. And so for the first topic for today, Uniqlo will reduce the single-use plastic bag by 85% by 2020. It will basically be equal to about 8,000 tons of plastic waste. They also want to be eco-friendly, so they decide to use paper bags. This initiative will reach to 3,500 Uniqlo stores worldwide by next year. Not only that, it will land in 12 markets in this September, obviously starting Japan. And not only that, they are also environmentally friendly paper bags made of Forest Stewardship Council certified paper or recycled paper, basically using producing these paper bags from recycled paper. So this is great and all. I like this move, but this seems like a PR thing to me. Why can't it just be 100%? Now I get it. I think I know what they're saying here. Some parts of manufacturing are packed by plastic, whether it be the clothes, whether it be the accessories, whatever it may be. That I understand. But what I'm trying to understand is that, is this initiative, is it plastic shopping bag? Now, if it is strictly the shopping bag, when you buy over there, they give you a bag to put your clothes on and off you go. Are they talking about that? Because if they are, I think it should just be 100%. 100% recycled paper. No ifs or buts. But if they're talking about from the factory, shipping it to the USA or whatever the country that it's going to, or the destination, then yeah, that I understand it has to be in plastic. But if you're talking about shopping bag here, that this is not acceptable. 85%? Why don't you just go 95%? Why does it have to be 85? So I really want to make sure that Uniqlo is reducing a lot of plastic in the world. There's nothing wrong with this. I agree, but to me, I absolutely think this is just a whole PR move, it's a great step. It's a small step, great small step. But as a matter of fact, it's still not where it should be. I'll tell you why. Uniqlo is a fast fashion. Since it is a fast fashion, they're producing more collection and more clothes than usual than contemporary brands out there. And I don't want to hear about, oh, we're reducing our wash and dye waste, we're being efficient with our energy. But this type of initiative is really simple. Why don't you just reduce the amount by 95% by 2020 and use all of your shopping bags become recycled paper shopping bags instead of plastic? Now I'm gonna say it again. I understand now if the clothes in boxes from the factory are being packed by plastic, that I have no problems with. I just have a problem of not reducing more of the shopping bags. Instead of plastic, screw it. No more plastic, just everything paper bag. I mean, you have designers, you have packaging designers in your headquarters. Why don't you just design a paper bag that can hold up, that can design better, that can be efficient, that are strong? Why can't you just do that? Not only that, don't print too many colors on the paper bag. Just put your logo Uniqlo, red, and then you put it in a white shopping bag, so they just print red instead of the white too. It's that simple. Alright, topic number 2. Okay, so Chanel hires head of diversity. As of recent rumblings in the fashion industry, apparently diversity is becoming a problem. So they hired a lady named Fiona Pargeter as its head of diversity and inclusion, the first time in Chanel. So I don't have a problem of companies hiring women, whatever it may be. And I cannot believe they needed to hire somebody to be head of diversity. That means that their HR is screwed up. It's pretty obvious. Their HR is screwed up. They're not fulfilling their policy, their company policy or manual handbook. They're not fulfilling it. They're not even trying. So for Chanel to hire a head of diversity, that means that their HR is not even actually doing their job. Their hiring manager, their management, or whoever is doing the hiring process, they're not doing their job, including the HR, because your HR is supposed to tell the hiring person, hey, you gotta at least be diverse with the applicants that you are interviewing. So I can't believe it comes to this. Now, like I said, I don't have a problem with this kind of position. But what I do have a problem is as big as Chanel, they need to hire a head of diversity and inclusion. Are you serious? That's when you know that Chanel is not the only one that's going to go through this. It's pretty obvious. We know where this is going. And I would not be surprised if Fendi, Burberry, Dolce & Gabbana, YSL, Tory Burch, Marc Jacobs could be going through the same thing. Heck, especially Louis Vuitton. It's unbelievable. I can't believe they're doing this. But good luck with Fiona Pargeter for good luck with her and good luck with her role. Hopefully it changes the mind of the management and the people who work in Chanel about diversity. Not only that, we all should give everyone a chance. Doesn't matter your race, your color. If you have the skills for it, if you have the skills for it, I don't care what you are. If you have the experience for it, hey, I'll hire you. But I shouldn't have to hire somebody to have a position at the company and all they do is to make sure we are diverse. Are you serious? Anyways, that's my opinion on that, and I just can't believe we're gonna go through this. But again, good luck to Miss Fiona with her role in Chanel. It's gonna be a good thing because she's gonna have a discount in a lot of the Chanel items. So we are on the third topic as of right now. So I'm looking at this article from Supply Chain Diet. The title is Nestle develops recyclable paper package for Yes snack bars. If you've seen the Yes snack bar, it's just full of nuts, berries, something like a all-rounder bar, that a meal replacement. So it says Nestle is offering its Yes snack bars in a recyclable paper wrapper. This is the first time a confectionery bar has been packaged in a paper using high-speed flow wrap technology, the company said in a release. Not only that, the paper bag has a water-based coating and is made from sustainable sources, certified by Forest Stewardship Council and the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification. Nestle new wrapper is currently available in 13 countries, with the company planning to introduce in its Europe and other locations. So that is quite interesting. This is a great move for Nestle. Great move. Obviously, it's going through the same certification and council as Uniqlo paper initiative, or reduce the amount of plastic. So not only that, Nestle stepping up its commitment to make all of its product packaging recyclable or reusable by 2025. I'm not sure if I want to reuse a Nestle package, but the initiative, this plan is going to be completed by the year 2025. Not only that, a lot of the food makers are always going through the same thing. They're trying to find ways to make their wraps or packaging be recyclable. So check this out. In the article, about half of the US consumers, 48%, are likely to change what they buy to meet environmental standards. Whoa, that's almost half. So 1 in 2 people, or 1 in 2 person, wants to change the way are conscious about their environmental impact or their carbon footprint. Now, Nestle owns a lot of companies. Kit Kat. That's one of them. There's more. I'm only thinking one, but they are a big company. They also have other chocolate you never heard of in other countries. So, what do I think of this initiative? Well, I think it's great. It's a big, small step for Nestle. Not only that, it's good to see that a lot of these snack packaging will be recycled, and it is water-based. So when you dump it up in the dumpster, in the trash, it will biodegrade. It's much easier. And so we don't have to rely on recycling centers or these so-called recycling center. All they do is just ship our trash to different countries. No, we must not do that. We must be self-dependent, and not only that, we must have recyclable facilities here. So hopefully, it's not just Nestle who's gonna go through this. Hopefully, other brands too. Other snack brands, even the beef jerky industry should also go through this too. Heck, any type of snacks, any type of food should go through the same thing too. But they may not have the same budget on the research and development as Nestle. But again, they should be thinking about this and be conscious about their carbon footprint. Last but not least, the fourth topic. So, as the current state of affairs with the US and China, they are having a trade war. It's all over the news. So, the fashion industry, the technology industry, heck, even the company who makes items or your everyday lives, are moving their production to other countries. Vietnam, Malaysia, Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Myanmar, India, Pakistan, Turkey, whoever it may be, because of the tariff war with China and US. Why are they doing this? Well, because as right now it's unstable. You don't know what's gonna happen. When you're running a business, you want to play it safe. You always want to look out for your business. So by moving it to a different countries, you know at least that country is stable in terms of trading with the US. Not only that, tariffs are have a change in price with the US because Donald Trump is telling China, hey, we're going to increase the price when you ship here, so and so. So what impact does this mean for us consumers? Well, we may have, these companies may have to raise the price a little bit, maybe a little bit, or even not. Sometimes when you go to a different country, it may be a lower cost production or lower cost manufacturer. And so that may be good or bad thing, but at least it's stable and there's no problem with that country, unlike China. And would I do the same thing if I was a company? I mean, depending on the industry I am in, I might, or if I'm not affected, then I might not. Because it just so happens that China manufacturing production industry have great technology and they've been doing this for a long time. And so sometimes it's hard to take out your production out of China because of the technology that they have. And not only that, they can actually produce the items that you wanted to do in a consistent manner. Sometimes when you move things out of the country, it takes months to do that. You have to plan ahead, but since this US and China war is going on, it's so sudden and you don't know when it's going to end, so you may have not a choice but to move it now. It's better that way because you want to be safe, you want to be consistent. You don't want any country that are having problems negotiating with the US, because if you're a USA brand, that's not what you want to happen. What you want to happen is a safe negotiation and a safe trade businesses with the US. And so what with China? Well, I mean, if these companies are going to move away, then obviously they're not going to have jobs for people to do. And so many countries may have to shut down. I mean, many companies in China may have to shut down, or maybe they have to reduce their expectations. And until this trade war is finished with China, then it's better for companies to play it safe and move on to another country. And then when this is over, then depending on the negotiation or whatever they agreed upon, then it may be good to come back again, or again to keep it safe and keep production in the same place. And so it's tough to say right now. It's really tough. I mean, especially if you're running a multi-million or multi-billion dollar industry when you have your production and manufacturing in China. And so that basically concludes this Mr. Informal 71st podcast. I hope you enjoy this podcast. And don't forget, and I can't believe I forgot to remind all of you in the beginning to add me on Instagram. That's MisterInformal. And then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And so hopefully, I hope you enjoy this podcast and I hope you learned something today. Let me know down in the comments below if you did. Greatly appreciate it. And so I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.